All right, well, guess what, guys? You wouldn't believe it, but Atheist Eric is late. So guess what? We're starting the pre-show without him. It's your boy Leo, and I got a special guest. As you can probably read, John Victoria is here. If that's not the coolest name that you've ever heard, I don't know what is. And this guy is an SEO magician. This guy, he basically takes bad SEO or no SEO, right? Is that? Mm-hmm. And makes it better. Gets you on page 1 so that you can get found. Great for people that are listening, that are entrepreneurs of any kind. If you're not online, you don't exist. If you're not on page 1, you really don't exist. Because really, how many of us actually go to page 2 or 3? Nobody anymore.
Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
So I want you guys to come on down, listen to the show. He's gonna drop some pearls of wisdom for us. We're gonna talk about stuff. He's drinking beer and we're smoking hookah. So he might actually get real honest about stuff, which might be kind of cool. You know I will be. And Eric might show up. He just might show up.
It just might.
So I'm going to go ahead and start making hookah. If you guys are there and you have questions or comments or whatever, go ahead and, do the little typing thing. So we're just going to be over here. We're not ignoring you, but we are. I think this is going to be a good show, my friend.
It should be a good show. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
For those of you wondering, we're drinking New Belgium. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite. And you get not that I'm trying to do a plug for New Belgium, but I kind of am. If they watch this, they see this, guess what? I love your beer.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor, baby. Righteous Anger Podcast. Nothing else like it. But we do love your beer.
Yeah.
So please do. The Folly. This is the Folly pack. So it's like 12 beers of. He's got exotic lime ale. Yeah. Which is that good? Does it taste good?
It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it? New Belgium Citradelic.
Citradelic, and I got.
It looks psychedelic.
Cool. I've got Voodoo Ranger, which is an 8-hop pale ale. So it's kind of an IPA-ish. It's kind of got the hoppiness, but I'm happy when I'm hoppy. Let me tell you.
And so when do we get in rolling with the actual show? Like what time?
About 3 minutes ago.
Oh, 3 minutes ago?
3 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago. He says he's not going to be here until 8:07.
8:07?
But so I need to get some Coles rock and roll. But you know what? He's just going to have to walk in.
I think so.
I think he's just going to have to walk in. Because we can't delay this any further.
Yeah, so let's get that rolling.
Let's get that hookah going. I'm going to get my levels one more time. Make sure I'm good. Make sure you're good.
All right, everyone on my live stream, I'm just on the Righteous Anger podcast. We'll be talking about SEO, entrepreneurship, and everything in between. So, I don't know what we're going to discuss. I mean, we have the topics, but it can go anywhere, so it should be fun. I think we'll be talking for about an hour-ish.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half.
Hour and a half-ish. So if you want to drop out, feel free to. Don't worry about it. But should be an interesting conversation. So.
And if they go to Righteous Anger, we're on Stitcher.
Yeah.
So if they check out Righteous Anger on Stitcher, Righteous Anger Podcast on Stitcher.
Righteous. Let me find that and drop it in the chat.
Okay. And then also on YouTube, Righteous Anger Podcast on YouTube, and we post episodes up there, and we're now in the process of cutting up things. So if they're only interested in learning about what you have to say with SEO, they can just watch that. If they want to hear about that one time that you were like passed out in the back of the bar.
Oh God.
And giving away your SEO secrets, something a little bit more lifestyle-ish.
Yeah.
They can watch that or listen to that. So.
Oh man, this should be fun.
Yeah.
This should be fun.
So you did pass out in the back of a bar at some point?
No. What are you talking about?
That just seems normal and tame. I feel like everybody's done that at least once.
I've never done that before.
Never done that. Mom might be watching this. What are you? He's a liar, Mom.
Okay. Righteous Anger Podcast. We're trying to find you on YouTube.
You-tizzle.
You-tizzle.
Mm-hmm.
And so also, for the people on my Facebook, why did you name it Righteous Anger Podcast?
I named it Righteous Anger Podcast because I happen to be Christian.
Uh-huh.
And my co-host, Eric, happens to be an atheist, and we'd have like these awesome conversations together, and obviously it would always come down to existentialism, or why are we here? What, those questions. And we realized that even though we had our own ideas, obviously, different ideas, we still didn't choke each other out. Amazing, right? A Christian and an atheist, they usually come to blows, or it just seems like a tense thing.
Yeah.
And we had such a good chemistry that one day I was like, dude, let's do this, but with some other people.
Yeah.
And we did it a couple times, and we're like, let's just keep getting third mics, like new third mics on from different walks of life. So hence Righteous Anger was born. Yeah, that's pretty much the how we came about, why we named it that.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Plus, it gave me an opportunity to put as our backgrounds and a lot of our our pages, Jesus just wilding out, like throwing chairs and whipping people. Like I love that. I love that painting. I forget who the artist is, but there's this this old painting. I can't even think of what time period. It might be the 1500s. Might be later. But have you seen this painting?
I've seen it. I saw your website.
Okay, yeah.
It's a great.
Tell me that's not a.
It's badass. It's badass.
Yeah. So I something about that appeals to me. So I love it. All right, listen, guys. I'm gonna have to start the show. Unless that's Eric, he might be walking down right now. Raider is freaking out.
I think that's him.
Did he knock?
I heard a knock. Yeah.
Son of a, just come in. All right.
Maybe he's like a vampire where you have to allow him.
Oh, yeah, I have to invite him in. He is a vampire. He might be a zombie too.
All right, we're gonna start in a couple of minutes. Our second co-host is swinging down the stairs.
Don't enter people's homes. Don't get shot.
Don't get shot. All right, Eric.
You guys ready to start?
No. Well, sort of. We're the live show.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm John.
Eric, John, Eric.
Live streaming.
Oh, okay.
We got 2 live streams going.
Sit over there, buddy.
Here, let me take this off. Sorry.
Guys, Eric's here. It's about to get really crazy.
Really weird.
Really awesome and crazy.
Oh, is that a MacBook Pro?
Yeah.
I considered getting one of those.
Wait, what year?
Nice.
What year?
15.
Yeah, you can't
You can't go past. You can't. The ports. The ports
do
are
it,
weird.
man. Not only that, well, this one over here is a 2012, or is it a third? It's either a 12 or a 13, and you're able to go into that bad boy, crack it open, slam as much memory as you want in there. I upgraded the hard drives on this thing. Is a beast now.
Oh wow.
It's nasty, but you can't do that with the Retina display ones.
Yeah. The new ones. That's why I specifically
Apparently.
said, hey, I'm not going to go past 15.
Nope.
And I've asked Mac experts, I've asked friends, they're like, don't go past 15.
Yes, yes, good. I'm glad I'm.
Yeah, you're on the ball.
I'm on the ball
You're
with that.
on the ball.
By 2020, both your computers will be outdated. They
Yeah.
will stop supporting the operating system, and you will be SOL.
It'll be back to HP or whatever the heck I had before that. Before Mac.
You also won't have any devices that'll plug into your computer by 2020. Everything's going to go USB-C.
Really?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of devices switching over to that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like this is USB-C. The new Macs are USB-C also. The C connector is going to dominate in the next 5 years.
You guys want to know what Mac's stock is going to look like when they start really screwing up?
Well, what's Netflix stock been doing lately? Netflix stock.
Netflix has
Through
been
the
killing it,
roof.
dude. Why did I not jump in at $90 a share? Why didn't I do that?
Why didn't we both do that? We
I'm
could have made a
s-
killing
I'm
in the
so
last
pissed.
2 days.
Have you seen the trend, though? There's more users, but less of people are using it. Like amount of time using or watching.
Okay, so but where are they going? That's the question. Where are they going? I know
I
they're
don't
not.
know,
They're not.
they're getting more international users, but I don't know
It's summertime right now, so a lot of people will sign up and be like, "Yeah, I'll get around to that."
Which, by the way, make sure John is in there. Which, by the way, in the production world,
Yeah.
people that like make their money for the most part, like people outside of like the big box office smash hits, right?
For sure, yeah.
Make the bulk of their money internationally. The bulk, like it's
Vast
not
majority of it.
the vast majority of their. It just comes from buyers from that media. What are they called? Not media buyers, but anyways, like there'll be a guy at one of Cannes Film Fest or one of the film fests, one of the big ones,
Yeah.
and they'll be going through hey, what do you have to show us? We need what do you need? That's what they'll say. What do you need? Well, we need a horror film with like American kids in a log cabin.
Here's what we got.
All right, cool. Bam. That's like how they do it. It's not. It has nothing to do with like a trailer. We don't need to see a trailer. All we need to know is it's got this and this is happening in the thing, and they'll buy it.
Okay.
Because they have a list of so many movies that they have to fill, and especially American movies. If you have an American accent, they're buying your movie because that's still like quality. You know what I mean? That's still
Yeah,
like, ooh, it's an
yeah.
American movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe Netflix is like, screw domestic audiences, and I love what they've been doing with the Japanese. They do a lot of cool stuff with the anime and also the Japanese like lifestyle.
They're also trying to become like the center point for comedy specials. Are we on?
Well, no, but I'd like to get your level.
Oh, okay, level. Now they're becoming like the
What do you
comedy special. What?
Are you good?
Yeah, it's not too
You
loud.
need more?
No, I'm good.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Hold that thought. I know what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna want us to go there. Okay, guys, we're officially starting the show.
Alrighty, we're starting the show.
Doing it. All right. Give her a second. Oh, delicious. We have bars. And I'm
Bars.
Bars.
Barring it up.
So check it out. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Righteous Anger Podcast. I'm your host, Leo. I've got my co-host, Eric.
What's up?
The Christian and atheist coming back together, talking to another person about something. We're going to figure it out. Guys, just giving you a warning. Today's guest has nothing to do with religion, has nothing to do with atheism, has everything to do with
SEO?
SEO, son.
Search engine optimization.
That's right, man.
Son.
This guy's making bank doing what he loves, I think. I don't know. I don't know if it's... I don't even know enough about search engine optimization to know if you should love it. Like, do you love it?
I think it's an interesting field.
We're going to get into that.
Let's hop in, yeah.
So, guys, I want to go ahead and welcome you again. This is the Righteous Anger Podcast number
17.
17.
17.
Kind of crazy, man. 17. That's where the podcasts usually start to blossom, start to, grow.
Start wearing a bra.
Start wearing a bra.
Oh wait, that's 13.
Yeah, no, this is more like starting to wild out, maybe.
Yeah, drinking. Telling your dad, I don't need your advice.
Yeah, I don't need your advice, Mom. I hate you. That's when the podcast starts to wild out a little bit. Like, yeah, you gotta lock the door on this podcast because
Get your shotgun.
this podcast needs a shotgun and 24-hour supervision. This podcast needs a chaperone at all times. It's like,
Where you going?
Where you going? Why
are you wearing that?
What's his name? Where does he live? Who's his
You
parents?
need to put on some more clothes.
I will not let any podcast of mine go out there dressed like a whore. It's not happening. So yeah,
right.
So this is number 17. Here we are. Guys, if you want to support this podcast on to its middle-agedom and beyond, that's the beauty of podcasts. They just can go on and go on if you like them. If you want to support, easiest way to do that is to go ahead onto Facebook, to go ahead onto Instagram, because I just remembered we do have one. What else? Twitter. All right. What else? Google Plus. What else?
No one uses Google Plus.
All right. Forget about Google Plus.
YouTube.
YouTube. Yes, definitely YouTube. But go on there, like it, subscribe, be a part of this, get the latest episodes. We're going to start cutting the episodes up into like useful bits and pieces. So check it out. I mean, the only way you're going to know that ahead of time is if you subscribe. So do that. Like, subscribe, be part of this nation. Guys, we value everything that you guys have to bring. Like comments, questions, suggestions for, guests that we might have later. So go ahead and give us that. All right. And we'll even take some hate. I'm actually looking forward to some hate so I can get some righteous anger on some people out here in
Oh yeah.
cyber world, you know, like I'm ready to throw down, to be honest with you.
Bring on the trolls.
Bring on the trolls. I'm the troll king. No one can beat my trolling. I'm a troll master.
All right.
I'm a troll under a bridge.
Under a bridge.
Under a bridge,
On the bridge.
waiting to. What did trolls do?
They would charge people to cross the bridge.
That's right. Take your money and let you cross.
I guess leave.
Leave. All right. Go back under the bridge.
Come back later, pay another toll.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
There's
Bob.
another one. Ring, ring, ring.
Same guy every day. Hey Bob.
Hey Bob.
Yeah.
You don't even. You're like not even scaring him anymore. Like, all right. You know the drill.
You know the drill.
Here's the coins. Here's the coins.
All right.
All right.
Well, see you later, man. See you at 5. All right, man. So yeah, so I'm a troll master. But so if you really want to support the show, you can go to epilogshirts.com. That's epilog, EPILOGUE shirts.com, and buy some shirts. And hey, just for being a loyal listener, why don't you go ahead and put into the what is that called? The promo box, the promo code box. Put in
Coupon code.
The coupon code box. Put in RAP10, RAP10. And get yourself 10% off the entire purchase. Look on those shirts, guys. We got some really funny ones coming up. So that's it for that part of the show. Mr. Victoria, thank you for coming.
No problem.
I've got a very good-looking young gentleman here. And I'm not just talking about Eric this time.
No.
We've got John Victoria. John Victoria
You're such a gentleman.
is the type of guy who comes in, right, looking clean, complete. For those of you who can watch the feed, he's clean. He's sharp as 100 tacks. All right, this guy's got a personality for days. All right, he's gonna sweet talk you, and then he's gonna fix your issues online. All right, he's gonna fix it. Why do we bring him on? Because some of you out there might be interested in this whole topic of SEO. Right? Some of you guys say that it's black magic and it doesn't work and it's a waste of money. We've heard that. Some people swear by it and say, hey, hire John. He helped me out. I don't know, John, what side of this coin are you on?
Well, since it's kind of my thing, I'm kind of on the it kind of works.
It kind of works. So guess what? Let's find out. Let's ask the hard questions. Let's figure out if what John's talking about is the true gospel. Eric shaking his head. I was hoping he would.
You son.
Of SEO. John, thank you for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
What is SEO?
So SEO, it's search engine optimization. And basically what we're doing is we're taking you from God knows where to the front page of Google. Because, I mean, if you're selling a product, if you're selling a service, the number one spot for you to be is on the number one spot of Google. Right? That's exactly the right moment when people need what it is you're offering. They've typed it in and they're ready to buy. And so the person that can hold prime real estate in Google, number one, I mean, you can profit quite a bit. And so that's what SEO is in a nutshell. Moving you from God knows where to number one spot on the most popular site on the internet.
They really are taking over. I don't know if you guys have been tuning into our posts. They're like the Cyberdyne, or at least one of the Cyberdynes of our era. And for those of you kids out there, you idiots that don't know what Cyberdyne is, go watch Terminator, you dum-dums. Too young for your own good. Yeah, they're bringing machine. There's a new video of like the machine has taught itself. The program is teaching itself to walk within the software or whatever. It's like insanity. And then the very next video I see is the Russians have figured out how to create a like robot Terminator warrior thing.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting, man. I'm like, okay, please tell me that we are as badass as we used to be and have like 50 million of those things already done, already R&D'd, like ready to go. And we're looking at Russia just shaking our heads like, come on. I'm hoping. But what do you think, man? You think we're ready? Do you think the American people? You think President Trump has got 50 million robot killers ready?
I don't think so. I mean,
I don't think so either.
I've told people, so they say in 30 years from now, it's going to be illegal to drive your own car. And so I've told many people that they're very hesitant about thinking that will actually happen. And so, I don't think people would be ready for for something like that. I don't know. I don't know.
You believe that it's going to be illegal?
That's what they said. It's going to be illegal
Wow.
to drive your own car.
Manually.
That sucks.
You can drive it with an automatic machine driving it.
Can I drive it with my mind?
Ooh, that'd be neat.
If I can drive with my mind, then maybe I'm okay with it.
You have a blue day though. You could accidentally drive yourself into the river. Yeah. I'm feeling kind of sad today.
Feeling kind of blue.
Yeah.
I hate my life. Car, kill me now.
I'm sorry, I can't comply.
I'm sorry. What is his name?
Dave.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. Please, just kill me. Kill me now. Oh, we did this already, didn't we?
Yeah.
On a podcast.
Yeah. I think it was like 2 or 1. I don't remember. Oh crap.
You be Dave.
Yeah.
You be Dave.
Open the doors, Hal.
No, you're trying to kill yourself.
Oh yeah. Gosh, I've had such a terrible day. Hal, could you drive me into the river?
Why would you want to do that, Dave?
I don't feel like living anymore.
I don't understand, Dave.
Yeah, end it for me right now.
What do you mean, Dave?
Kill me.
I can't do that, Dave.
Why not? Do it. Drive me into the river.
Dave, I think we should go to the doctor and get some medicine.
Which doctor? A witch doctor.
What are you talking about?
No, look.
Witch doctor
Yeah,
or a witch doctor?
Yeah, he'd be confused.
Oh, gosh.
That's the problem with AI, right?
I am. Does not compute. Yeah, so that was funnier, I think, in episode 2. But whatever.
Yeah.
I can't go on, Dave. Or Hal, or whatever. So, where were we?
We were going on SEO. So SEO is now all, what is it, machine or AI driven? Or is search engines are AI driven now? Like
Good
Rank
question.
Brain, right?
So they have Rank Brain, and so, I mean...
It's an AI. Bona fide.
Yeah, but Google even came out and they said that they don't really even understand what Rank Brain is doing.
It writes its own code. It's awesome.
We don't know.
How do you not know what your own software is doing?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Google doesn't know what they're doing, but I mean, still, it's just a lot of R&D and figure out what's going on. And I mean, there's some very discernible criteria as to what's working with Google, even with their crazy Rank Brain.
Really?
Yeah.
So explain this Rank Brain to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I will let the expert explain.
It's basically an AI, artificial intelligence, that is going to figure out which queries and which search results are going to be the most relevant. And so instead of developing, a person developing the algorithm, Rank Brain is building these algorithms and determining, which is the most relevant based off of, they say, over 200 factors. So it's, to be honest with you, I don't even really worry about it. It's still a lot of testing because on my end, I'm just concerned with achieving a result. So whether there's Rank Brain or not, we can still get the job done. But it's an AI. That's what it is.
So how long?
Right,
question?
You can mess with Rank Brain. Like, you can put in searches like, I'm not sure how to live anymore. And it'll show up, like, the suicide prevention line.
Yeah.
And, like, you're looking for self-help, and it's like, hey, don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to live anymore, like, as in...
Yeah, like, like, what do I do with myself? Should I look for a new job? It'd be like, don't commit suicide.
Yeah.
Going, like, straight to 11, like...
Yeah,
like,
whoa.
It's not that bad yet, guy. Rank Brain.
Hey, Google, come on.
I wasn't even thinking about it till now, thanks.
Now I'm considering it.
Now I'm considering it. Don't do it, Dave. So, when you do the thing that you do, right? What exactly, like, what... Okay, so I come to you, right? Now, we talked.
Yeah.
And I told you, I said, hey, man, let's figure out a way we can help each other, right? So my company, my main company is Vicar Studios, and Vicar Studios is basically it's an advertising agency, but we only do video, and we use the power of social media, or excuse me, the social sciences. Social media is where I feel like I could use a lot of help, actually. My question is to you, right? Is I come to you and I'm on like page 12 or something, right? How long, if I'm on page 12 and I hire you, how long can I expect to be on somewhere in page 1 territory?
So it really depends on the industry. So I mean, if your industry, it'll be different than if you were competing in what's called a YMYL industry, which is a your money, your life. So Google specifically wants to make it difficult for websites to rank really well in your money, your life, because you can really impact someone's life. So financially, their well-being. So that can be different than ranking in, let's say, for a media company. If you're in page 12, a lot of times the companies in your industry, they don't really know what they're doing. And so sometimes you can achieve results very quickly. But it always depends on the specific keyword. So, I mean, nowadays I'm telling clients it's going to take anywhere from 6 to 8 months, but in reality it could take 3 to 4. Depends. It really depends on the industry. It depends on how old your site is. It depends on what you've already done for your site. So it's a whole myriad of factors. And so what I do is I usually do an analysis to figure out, what can we guesstimate off of how long it's going to take. But it really depends on the scenario.
How long does an analysis usually take?
For me? So what I do is I go over some of the criteria like, mobile friendliness, page speed, and links. So I could get an analysis done in under an hour.
Wow. That's awesome. That's good. That's good. Especially in today's world where, like when I do an analysis, as a social scientist, right? So I use sociology, anthropology, psychology, using the net, right? And the tools that we have today. It would take me about a week to get enough information to where I feel confident in guaranteeing a certain number of a certain amount of ROI, which is return on investment for those of you guys who don't know, to my client. So if my client is trying to go after say short, fat, bald women, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna research. It's gonna take me a week to figure out all the different things I need to know about short, fat, bald women, what they do, what they believe. All the different things that have to do with the short, fat, bald women. I can't believe you guys haven't laughed once since I've said that. Wait, what do you want?
Beer.
Oh, you want a beer?
Beer me, dude.
All right.
My bad.
But it takes me about a week. It takes you an hour.
Well, yeah, it's because I know what discernible things I'm looking for. And also, too, a lot of what I do, it's really complicated. And so going too deep into the weeds, it can actually, this is a sales point. If I go in too deep, I can actually confuse the client, and they can say, I don't understand what you're talking about. They become fearful and run away. And so I forget, we were together at an event a couple of months ago. It was a Sam Horn event where she was talking about how important it is in sales to have clarity. And so for me, I'm pointing out things in a very explainable way where people get what I'm talking about.
Do you remember now? The thing about Sam came from the producer world, right? She came from my world basically, and many years in that world. She's an absolute professional genius at the whole thing, and it's helped her. Now she trains people how to make great impressions and to basically make sales, to get business, to be likable and all that good stuff. But do you remember the facial, the way you can tell? Excuse me. The way you can tell by looking at someone's face whether or not you're losing them or you're winning them.
I remember her saying that, but I don't remember the point.
All right. She goes, look at their eyebrows. If their eyebrows are low, like down, and they look, and this is the problem, if they're confused, I forget, she had some slick way of saying it, but if they're confused, they're not gonna buy. You want their eyebrows to be up, like, oh, like they understand.
Yeah.
If their eyebrows are up, you're making a sale. So it was such a, I love that because, me coming from my background, I want to be able to like kind of look at somebody and be able to somewhat be able to read what they're experiencing or thinking at that moment. I mean, it's helpful to be able to do that, you know. God forbid you get some stony face guy and you don't know what. He just looks at you mad.
I will never play poker with you, but I'm trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Can you please just use your eyebrows for
Show
a second?
some emotion, sir.
Yeah. Punch him in the gonads and be like, all right, he still didn't move, so we might still have the sale.
Run through some liquors: whiskey, bourbon, scotch.
Yeah. What do you want?
And then scotch. She's like, ooh, okay,
yeah, okay.
Scotch man.
Scotch man.
Now I know how to pitch this.
Hey, genius. You know, I find in business, you can please tell me if you agree or not, right? But I find in business, the longer I've been in business, the more liquor and alcohol becomes like the gift. I don't know if that's yours. Every gift I ever get, actually two things. Every gift I ever get, and now I'm starting to give, is some form of alcohol. So I'm going to ABC store, I'm going to the wine shop, or it's a Starbucks card. It's like one or the other.
Coffee or liquor? Just
Coffee
make
or
a
liquor.
decision here.
Which drug do you need, man? Well, what you ever give any clients gifts or anything? You ever do that?
I mean, right now, I think the main thing I do is I just like keeping. So if there's ever like a holiday or like something like it's Father's Day, Mother's Day, I just make it a point to either call or just to say, hey, you know, Happy Mother's Day. Or for Veterans Day, I remember reaching out to all the veterans on my list and personally writing them, you know, like thank you for X, Y, and Z.
Awesome, man. So are we gonna get those cards this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
So just let me know.
He's Army, I'm Navy.
There we go.
So
So we usually win the football game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Except for this year.
Yeah, except for this
unfortunately.
year.
That was
Go Army,
quite
beat Navy.
unfortunate.
Terrible.
Quite
Terrible.
unfortunate.
You know, I'm not even.
It's a tragedy.
I'm only a football fan if it's that or the Raiders. That's it. Army, Navy, Raiders. I'm in. Everything else, I'm just like.
I only watch 2 football games a year. It's the Super Bowl and that.
And that.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Army, Navy.
It's the only 2
Army,
Super
Navy.
Bowls I care about.
That's the only two, man. And it's funny. You always imagine like Army would just kill Navy all the time, but
Nope.
Navy's just
Navy's got some big dudes.
some monsters in
Yeah.
there. Some freaking monsters. So, you know, when you do, okay, so like we do a week of, or we do an hour here of analysis, and you know what I need. All right, I'm on page 12. So then what happens next? Now that you know that, we have another meeting, basically?
Yeah, so I draft a proposal. I say, hey, you know, these keywords would be great for you. This is opportunity cost for it. And so, you know, let me draft up a proposal for you, and we can review it. We can talk about it. And if it sounds good with you, it sounds good with me, let's roll.
So what's that run for just the analysis? Is there a fee for that?
No, do it for free.
All right, so we're signing up for that.
Okay.
FYI, Righteous Anger Podcast, we want to sign up for that.
Definitely. Yeah, and Vicar, absolutely. And you know, like, okay, today I'm out and I'm looking at some property for the studio, right? And I talk to the guy after I do the walkthrough. I call up the actual owner. Oh, you want some hookah? Yeah, man, do it up. And I talk to the guy, really nice guy. I don't know how many a-holes do you come across in business? A lot or not a lot or what? Just be honest, man, because they are out there. Come on.
A lot of a-holes. It's I don't run into them as much. I think it's because a lot of the people that I see are people that are referred to me. And so, you know, I don't chase. If someone's going to drag their feet, I'm not going to chase them. I'll follow up with them once, and then after that, you know, if you're not interested, you're not interested. And if you're interested, then you'll come back.
That is probably the healthiest way to do it. You know, and if you're going to have chasers, let that be somebody in your crew, you know, like employees or like people that you actually hire specifically to do that.
Yeah, sales team.
Sales team, BD team, like don't do that yourself as like the CEO. Right now I've got a sales team I just formed a few months ago, and oh my gosh, it's so much better. I'm like, because I was doing things still that were like day one crap. You know what I mean? Like stuff they call them $10 jobs. I'm doing $10 jobs when I should be out doing $1,000 jobs, getting tens of thousands of dollars worth of work and contracts and stuff like that. I'm sitting there and I'm holding a camera or, you know, being PA, you know, production assistant or something because we need. No, it's stupid. And so, you know, and actually Eric
Yo.
You are
What's up, dude?
you are a full stack developer,
Yes, I am.
as well as some other things too, right? In the techie world.
User interface expert, all that stuff. Anything with the web. Anything.
And pretty
SEO I do, but I do it on the other end, like changing websites for, search engine optimization. But I do it as optimization, like for delivery speed, for page load speed, all that stuff. Not for like specifically gearing and tuning. Gearing and tuning is like neurosurgery, and I just do kind of like full body surgery.
Okay.
So
tell our audience and tell John about that story.
oh,
But don't use the name of the person, the lady. But tell him
which
what
story?
the situation with the app.
Yeah, she came to us. She came to me. She was referred to me by a friend who I work with, and he said, "Hey, this lady's got a really great app idea. I'm going to refer her to you because I think you could come up with it." And I'm a full stack developer, so I have an idea of how much it will cost.
Yeah.
And I throw a number out there, and she gets sticker shock, and the number was $30K.
Yeah.
Like for a basic app.
See, this is how you know two guys in the same industry are talking to each other. This is what happens when I talk to people in the film industry.
Yeah.
When I go, yeah, it's going to be $100,000, whatever. And
Yeah,
of course.
and I was
of course it
lowballing.
will.
Like, I didn't even tell you the app idea yet. The app idea, you're gonna say like that's really low. So the app idea was like this 3D avatar that lives on your phone, and it does like posting for you to social media.
Oh wow.
So you tell it like, hey, do this, and it does like a little dance and does the posting. But it included like natural language recognition and 3D rendering and wardrobes and customization. I was like, okay, well, if it was a hobby project for a developer who was doing it on the side, maybe $30K.
Yeah.
But if it was like a serious project,
With teams.
yeah, like $100,000. That's like the starting fee just to get not even a prototype, but like a mock-up of it done.
Yeah.
And we had another guest on here who I threw the idea out to him, and he said, "Yep, 100K is like the bottom. You'd get a crappy demo, and it wouldn't work. It would be like a video of what we thought it might look like." And
A proof of concept, kind of.
when I told her that, she vanished. She disappeared.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably in search for some
boob.
Some boob that's going to be like, yeah, I can totally do that.
I could totally do that.
No.
It's a weekend project.
I'll do that for $500.
Yeah, and then she'll get a piece of crap, and nobody will recognize, the value of it. And,
You get what you pay
yeah,
for.
exactly.
And that's exactly what happens to me in SEO.
Yeah, somebody will say, "Oh yeah, I can fix your search engine rank." No,
Yeah.
you're not a pro. You don't know what you're doing.
I made this funny example. I was speaking at WordCamp this weekend, and I showed them a Fiverr gig, right? And so for $5, they could get 500,000 backlinks. Wow.
Oh boy, that's it.
Is that what is a backlink? What is that?
It's a link from one site to another. Like
Yeah.
back to the
so
website
you go
that
back-
you care about.
Oh,
So,
So-
like, if I go to this page, this one takes me back to it, and it's like just listed on the page.
so like HTML.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an Ahref. So what happens is that, in the past, people, a huge volume of links was indicative of a really great site. And so people are like, okay, if I send, thousands of links, no matter where they come from, it'll raise my ranking. And so way back when, you get links from porn sites, you get links from, just these random
web comics.
comics, just Chinese, just very strange foreign sites.
Yeah.
And so, that was the paradigm in the past, but it's different nowadays. And it's really the quality and relevancy. So, people will say, okay, I can get my SEO done for $5. And I was like, go ahead.
Yeah, try it.
Go ahead and watch what happens. Watch you just drop and you lose everything.
Oh wow, you're now associated with porn sites. Cool.
Yeah, and you get what you pay for.
You know,
like you said, you get what you pay for.
You know what, man? That's part of your promo that we're going to do. We're going to talk about what happens when you go with the $5 SEO. Because that's kind of scary, especially if you got a business and you're trying to legitimize.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I just wasted $5.
$5. Excuse me, but how much money did you lose
Yeah.
because of the $5 SEO? How much did that just lose you?
It's more expensive to get crappy SEO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes time.
You gotta fix that eventually.
Yep, you gotta fix it.
So can you give our viewers, I don't even know if this is a good question now, but can you give them an idea of a starting point for good SEO? Like how much would that cost? Just a starting point.
So, if you want to talk about myself,
If you want, or you can just say industry, I don't care.
So it depends on the keyword difficulty. So, if you're bringing like a great expertise to the table, and so right now, I have enough clients where I don't have to worry about, worry about anything. So right now I've set my bar per month at $1,000 per month.
Okay.
Nice.
So, I'm at the point where, taking on more people at a lower cost is not beneficial to me, spending amount of time. So, it's a business decision. But depending on where it comes from, I mean, again, it depends on the particular keyword as to how much resources need to be dedicated in order for you to rank. So it really depends.
Now, I don't know if do you have a team or anything, or is it you?
So for some of the smaller tasks, because there are some smaller tasks in SEO that are very rote, I have some people that are trained to do that. But in terms of strategy, implementation, and all the outreach, that's me.
Right on.
That's me.
And do you what's your long range goal? So you know where you are now. 10 years from now, what do you want out of this business?
So out of Pollyanna, where do I want to be 10 years from
now? I'm sorry. Wow. I'm an idiot. Yeah, by the way, his business is called...
Whoa.
Can you please...
We never plugged the business?
He actually has a business, everybody.
Oh, my God.
It's got a pretty good page ranking, too, I think, right?
Number one in Virginia for Virginia SEO Expert.
Could you spell it and just plug it for yourself?
Yeah, so the name of the website is POLIANNA.net, Pollyanna.net. And it's a funny way that I got the name.
Yeah, do tell.
So... I mean, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I actually attended the Naval Academy.
Did not know.
Yeah,
Nice.
so Army, Navy,
Nice.
I was at those games. And so when I was first starting, I was like, okay, the best way to rank is to rank locally. So it was Annapolis.
The best way or the easiest way?
Easiest way.
Okay.
Because if I got the domain, it'd be AnnapolisSEO.net or .com. And so having that in the domain name would be very helpful.
Okay.
But I got the advice from a mentor who is the top earning SEO in the world. His advice was
Can you plug him?
Yeah, we can plug him. Yeah, Cotton Grammar. KottonGrammer. KOTTONGRAMMER.
How come the richest guys have the weirdest names?
It's the eccentricity of it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And I'll be seeing him pretty soon. I'll be seeing him this Sunday. I'm going to a conference in Vegas.
Oh, awesome.
OMG Live,
Nice.
so.
He's the dude in SEO.
Yeah, he's the dude. He's
Yeah.
the dude. So
awesome.
basically, I got the advice that, I shouldn't, lock myself into one location. And so, but I'd already got the website done. I already got the logo done. I was like, God, what am I going to do? And so I had this moment where, I was just sitting there and letters just started moving around my head. And I was like, Annapolis. And it became Pollyanna.
Oh, cool.
And so Pollyanna is namesake of a book from the 1930s of a little girl who was very optimistic.
That's right.
And found the good in everything.
That's right.
And so how fitting is the name, Pollyanna. And so that's why it's named that way. That's why it's a little strange.
What a cool name. Dude, that's a video all by itself.
Yeah.
That is really cool, man.
And I love sharing with people because they're like, why Pollyanna? Well, that's the reason.
What do they say? You're being Pollyannic or...
Yeah, you're being Pollyanna.
Yeah, you're being a Pollyanna. It's a trope.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have a character that's like very cheerful and optimistic, that's a Pollyanna trope.
Almost to like a fault, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even in bad times.
Yeah.
Real bad times.
Like Job?
Yeah.
We had a
Book of Job.
We had a Job conversation earlier.
Yeah.
So why'd you go to the Naval Academy?
So there was a lot of different reasons, and if we got into this conversation, it would be an interesting one. But the main reason why was because I wanted a challenge. I wanted to get into something where I was uncomfortable, and even when I was there, the major I decided to go into was computer science. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a computer guy.
Really?
Yeah. It was actually, we have to take a mandatory class our freshman year. It's cyber. And that was the one class that I had no idea about. I was confused. And so me being me, I said, I'm going to take this class I'm going to take this major because I want to challenge myself and grow myself. I could take something where I have an affinity towards, and that'd be great. But if I really want to grow myself, then I'm going to take something I don't understand about, computer science.
Your metagame is on point, by the way. Holy crap, that's awesome.
You're getting analyzed right
I'm
now.
looking at the code. This is fantastic.
Oh,
this is
God.
this bodes well. This bodes well.
This is the hotness. I gotta borrow this.
Because he's cantankerous.
Do you use Screaming Frog at all?
Uh-uh.
You should use Screaming Frog if you want to do technical analysis.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
That should also.
I'm just looking at the code. The code's beautiful.
That should also be a band name, by the way.
Screaming
Frog.
Screaming Frog SEO.
Sounds like a beer.
Yeah.
Screaming Frog. Yeah. So how'd you do in high school?
In high school?
Yeah. How were your grades? What'd you do? Like, where'd you go to high school first of all?
Yeah. So I went to Mount Vernon High School.
Oh, you're a local boy.
Yeah, local boy.
Okay.
Local boy.
Okay.
And so I did pretty good in high school. I think I was third in my class, and so one of my best friends, he's first in the class, and he might be actually listening right now. But I did pretty well. One of the many activities that I did that I think was the most instrumental in my development was I did wrestling.
What? Well, I can tell because you're short, but you're strong. You still look like you can wrestle, man.
Well, I was a scrawny guy, and the lowest weight class was 103. I weighed like 90 pounds. And one of my friends, he was like,
90 pounds in high school?
Yeah. So
holy moly!
One of my friends was
Soaking
like,
wet.
you should come out to wrestling, and he was like, I don't know. It looks kind of tough. I'm kind of scared about it. But he took me out, and I really say that is one of the really formative experiences in my life.
Yeah, but going right back to remember when we talked to Ajarn, Muay Thai master.
Wow.
Scott Howard came on. He's actually one of my instructors. Well, the coach of my life. I've had a lot. He's the best.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about how, even no matter how smart you are, no matter how intelligent or whatever you are, there's something to be said about getting into some kind of physical challenge.
Oh yeah.
And like sustaining a physical challenge.
Oh yeah.
That's why you get a lot of these guys that are like, Silicon Valley geniuses, but they're also jiu-jitsu guys too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because they, you keep your body. If you challenge your body, your mind kind of gets into
connected.
That. It's connected. It's all connected. And I think you did 2 days and crap, all that, right?
Oh yeah, 2 days cutting weight. Lots of training.
That is discipline. Like nobody is more disciplined than a wrestler in high school. Nobody. So I can kind of see the trajectory or the ability to go from that, right, to challenging yourself, and then and not only challenging yourself and going to school, but going to freaking Naval Academy, which is like super strict. You can't even leave the place for like, what is it, 3 years or something like that?
Well, I mean, it's pretty interesting. So plebe year, which is by far the worst year
knobs
of your life. Hated it. But they really, the main focus is, they're challenging you physically, but mainly the thing is mentally. Really mentally.
So what kind of things did they do?
There's a lot of things. So I remember one of the experiences that I always remember was what was it? So there was this girl that I liked back home, and so there wasn't any email.
Was she Peanut?
No, she wasn't. There wasn't any like email communication. There wasn't any phone communication. We'd write letters. And so I remember it
while
was...
you were in...
in the Naval Academy.
Right.
And so we were, I guess, like 7-8 weeks into the summer. And I was writing a letter to her, and we were standing on a bulkhead. We're standing on the wall. So, we were supposed to be focusing on studying our rates, studying what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But they find out that I'm not actually studying my rates, but I'm writing this letter to this girl. And so one of the I guess you could say instructors, they see it, they rip the letter out of my hand and like, who's this? And then,
she's a hot piece.
Did they read it out?
They didn't read it out.
Oh man, I had that happen, man.
Oh, Squeaky Bear, I love you, Squeaky Bear. Man.
Who's Amy? Why do you love her so much? What's wrong with you? Yeah,
I cried every night. Every night I cried.
It happened to my buddy too. He had a letter from his mom.
Oh my.
Yeah, who happened to be dying of cancer.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they were just like, "Oh, you're gonna cry for your mommy now, aren't you?"
Ooh.
Yeah,
oh
yeah. They went dark on it.
Yeah, they say stuff like that. They say stuff like that.
So go on. You got the letter ripped out of your hand. What happened next?
Yeah. So grabs the letter, and I'm pretty sure I remember this correctly. They ripped the letter. They ripped the letter. And then I was put on my face for like 15, 20 minutes.
There you go.
So, just standing in push-up position.
Leaning rest, baby. Leaning
rest for like
leaning
20
rest.
minutes.
What was your rate while you were in there that you were studying for?
I don't remember. We studied quite a bit. And
Oh,
to be honest with you, I forgot most of everything.
Well, as an officer, because I mean, when you go to the academy, you're training to be an officer.
Yeah.
You know, you start off. I was in the Navy, obviously.
Yeah.
Enlisted. So you start off. You go in there and you got your butter bars. They're called. You're an ensign.
Yeah.
You're basically a nothing, just straight out of academy or college, whatever. And they put you on like. You could be like a communication officer, which sucks. You could be the bosun. What do they call that? The deck crew or whatever. I forget what they call. Oh, the first officer, I think they called that. And that basically was like, you were in charge of forcing, enforcing the whole. Paint the ship, paint the side of the ship.
First LT, all right.
First Louis. That's right. You had to.
They call it the bull. Isn't that the bull?
Taking trash out. No.
No.
I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe.
LTs were called bulls.
Maybe in the Army.
No, it was a Navy thing.
Was it a Navy?
Yeah.
I don't know. We never called them bull. We called them, a-hole or something. Because they were
right to the yeah.
They were
Skip the
always the ones that had the most to prove.
Mm-hmm.
So usually it was very hard to find a cool, right out of an ensign.
Yeah.
Right out of academy, like, because they were always, but some of them were really cool. Like some of them were prior enlisted, so they kind of had that sort. They already knew what time it was. They didn't feel like they had to overcompensate. All right, Eric is showing me something.
What is it?
The bull ensign is the senior ensign of a Navy command.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I was on a small ship. I don't remember anybody being a bull, but I know there's a lot of Mustangs. Yeah, those were the guys you don't want to mess with. Those are the guys that were in the Navy forever, became master chiefs in the Navy, and then became chief warrant officers.
Oh yeah,
and those
don't mess with those guys.
Those
salty.
You couldn't say nothing. Those guys told freaking the ex-zone commander what to do half the time. Cause like, do this. No. All right, he said no. What do we do? I don't know. He's been in the Navy for 30 years. I can't really say anything to him.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like a reversal. They salute him. He doesn't salute back.
Wait. Let me put my hand down. Yeah. Oh, crap. Please don't smoke me, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Get in lean and rest. So you did your 4 years or whatever in there in the Naval Academy, and then you got out. Then what'd you do?
The business stuff.
You went straight into business? My man.
Yeah.
No BS, just right into business. How old were you? 23?
So, you might not realize this, but I'm a young guy.
Oh, even younger?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So how old were you when you left college?
20.
Nice.
Oh, wow, so you're an over...
Smarty.
Smart... Mr.
Smarty Pants.
I'm going to take, what are those classes?
That's awesome.
As a matter of fact, I didn't finish at the academy.
Oh, you didn't?
I left early, on purpose.
Because you want to do business?
Yes.
Right on. Yeah.
Excuse me.
You
I can't
leave?
serve. I have to make paper.
Yeah, I'm not making any money doing this. So you left early because you realized this wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I'm an entrepreneur. I'm totally putting words in your mouth, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I can figure it out. What was the moment? Like, what were you doing? What was the moment that you were like, I'm out of here?
So the moment that I was like, okay, I'm out of here was, I was working together with a friend. We were working on an app together. It was called Mob Drop. And so basically what it did was that it combined multiple food orders together. So when people were ordering online, we combined multiple food orders together and made it cheaper for restaurants to deliver, so they'd pass on the discount. And so we created that app for the Naval Academy.
Nice.
And so people were using it, they were using it, and it was gaining momentum. And we actually got Chick-fil-A to deliver through us.
What?
Which is, I think we were the very first ever.
That's awesome.
For them to deliver through. And so my friend...
How did you even get that account?
So we were just, we just chat them up. And so,
did you go to Chick-fil-A or did you like...
Well, like there was a local Chick-fil-A, we chat with them and say, hey, would you like to, potentially gain access to this market? And so they're like, yeah, let's try it out. And so one of my friends there, he was like, I think that I'm going to take with this and run. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I'm going to leave. And so at that moment, I wasn't thinking about leaving. I was like, wow, this guy is actually thinking about going out. And so he's going through the process, he's going through it, and he gets right to the end, and then he's a final conversation with the deputy commandant, and then because of some circumstances, he ends up staying. But to me, seeing him get to that point made me realize that I don't have to continue along this path if it's not something that I want to do.
Right.
Because like I did say that I did like the challenge, but throughout my entire time there, I had always had the thought about leaving. I'd always thought about entrepreneurship. You know, the entire time I was taking courses about how to start your own business, how to do X, Y, and Z, learning about anthropology, psychology, what triggers people. You know, I was learning about all those things. I've been learning about that since I was a kid. But, you know, at that point, you know, it was more of a fantasy of leaving. I was like, okay, maybe I'll go to this, you know, I'll be an officer for a bit and then, you know, start my own thing. But at a certain point, seeing him get to that point, I said, wow, if he can do it, you know, I can do it. And then I forget who said it. I think it was it Steve Jobs or something like that, where they were thinking about leaving their company to decide on, you know, starting their own thing. And they said what they did was they fast forwarded 70 years to the end of their life and said, you know, if I look back on the decision, what would I have wanted to do? And so I fast forwarded myself 70 years. I looked back at my life if I was on my deathbed, and I said that if I stayed, I would not forgive myself, and I would be so pissed off. You know, I'm doing well. You know, I'm doing well in my class. I'm, you know, going to be, you know, I was on track to being an information warfare officer, you know, doing the NSA, you know,
Sweet.
Crazy stuff.
That's what I did.
But you know, at that point I was like, what do I want for my life? And staying was not the answer for me.
So if you look back, or have you looked back and with regret at all?
No, I think I'm living my dream every single day.
Right on, man.
And so, I mean, it was a great experience. You know, like they say, it's a great place to be from, but not a great place to be.
Yeah, yes. He's talking about where we are stationed here in the Washington, D.C. metro area.
Yeah.
And basically it's a transient place where people come, they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then they go back to or go move to somewhere sunnier or nicer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I decided that, you know, it wasn't for me. And that's fine, you know. For some people it's the right thing, but for me it wasn't. And
it's better that you figured that out sooner than later, I think.
Yeah, and one of the things that I learned early was, you know, I'm the captain of my fate. I am the, you know, captain of my soul.
But you're not going to be a captain of a Navy ship.
Not going to be captain of Navy. Will not be a captain of a ship. But I am the captain of my own fate. Of my own soul.
No, I'll tell you what, though.
that's good. You got good catch. Good catch.
Nice, Leo.
Aye.
Look. And I don't mean that. Look, I was in the Navy. I don't mean that in a bad way at all. Like,
yeah.
Especially as an enlisted guy, we were probably, you're probably about 2 years in, so halfway in your first tour, before you figure out, am I a lifer or not?
Yeah.
Most guys, it takes them about 2 years to figure out.
Oh, yeah.
Am I gonna re-enlist 2 years from now for more? And 2 years in, I was pretty much like, all right, if I don't make it. Because I was trying to become a SEAL.
Yeah.
If I don't make it through BUDS, I'm not signing. I'm not signing up for more. I'm not a Navy guy. I only came here for one reason only. And if I don't make it, I'm not doing it. Didn't make it, got out. Got out a little bit early. I actually got out 3 months earlier so I could go to college.
Oh, wow.
and get my degree in anthropology and do that whole thing.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. So, and let me tell you, the first time you step, like, I joined when I was 19. He joined when he was, what, 17, 18?
17.
Nice.
17. You don't go to the college thing first. You go to the military first.
Yeah.
So when you do step on a college campus, you feel like it's the most freeing. You just feel awesome on a college campus because people aren't telling you what to do.
Yeah.
24/7. You're not being harassed. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of freedom there. It's intoxicating. I distinctly remember the first walk from my car to the campus and just being like,
is this real?
It didn't feel real. It was surreal.
Is this real life?
It was, yeah.
What?
Is this real life? So you start the business. Were you nervous at all? Like, did you have any trepidation when you started the business?
No, because I mean, also one of the things that I learned pretty early on was the importance of mentors. And for you to get ahead really quickly, it's about finding the right people who have been where you are and are, way ahead.
Right.
And so, I mean...
So how old are you now? Don't think about it. How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
24.
No.
26.
No. Younger.
23.
22.
Good.
Nice.
This has got to be the
20?
most mature 22-year-old.
He's ahead of the curve, buddy.
No.
You're ahead of the curve, bud.
Dude, wait, hold on a second. Do I ever BS anybody?
Not really. Except me. Sometimes me, not often.
Do I BS the guests?
Never.
You are the most mature 22-year-old I've ever met, ever in my life. I sincerely thought you were like my age. You were in your like mid early 30s.
Not because of the way you look.
No, you look great. I just figured. No,
Well, thank you.
I figured.
She slide me his number.
I figured. Oh boy.
That's why you took out the drinks?
Yeah. Let's get the liquor.
Get them all liquored up.
Oh, God.
No, I just figured it was the
What kind of show is this?
It was the Asian genes, man. You know, like
Yeah.
Black and Asian don't crack. I'm just saying, it doesn't happen, man. So I just figured you just look great for your age, but no, you actually are. You're a kid, but with a complete. Sounds like you have it put together early, which
Playing the long game.
I'm interested to see what happens in your life when you are 30.
Can I ride your coattail?
It's gonna be ridiculous for you, man. So when you started the business, how'd you start it? Like what was your strategy?
So, I mean, really, the main strategy was, okay, I found these mentors in the field of SEO, and let me just listen to what they have to say. I think I'm smart, but at the same time, I know that there are people who are smarter. And I just listened to what they said, and I did it. Because the funny thing about SEO and the business I'm in is that it's pretty simple if you know what to do and you know what to look for. But the problem with starting and getting into it is that people are their own worst enemy. Whether it's laziness, whether it's they just don't get the stuff done, that's the biggest problem. And so when I was getting started, they said, okay, what you got to do is, done is better than perfect. And so just get the site up, start, talking to people, start getting clients, rather than waiting a million years. Get stuff done, and, everything will follow.
Kind of like last week, what was that thing I said, that quote that Allison was like, did you make that up? That's genius.
No, I don't remember it. We'll have to recall.
No, paralysis.
Oh, analysis by paralysis. Yeah.
Paralysis,
Yeah, that's what it is. It's you don't start because you're so worried about starting.
Oh, what do I do? How do I do it right?
Yeah, like you want it to be perfect, and that's a huge I think that's one of, if you were to say what are the top 5, that's probably like way up there, right?
Yeah, and one of my friends too, I'm advising right now. He wants to start his own business, and right now he's stuck on, what should the name be? What should the logo be? And I'm like, dude, it'll be. Yeah, it's important for your branding, but at this point, you don't have any customers, you don't have anything. Just get it done and get to the point where someone is willing to hand you money because you have a valuable enough service.
Right.
And so, I mean, yeah, the name will matter, and stuff will matter in the end. But for right now, you just need to get rolling.
How'd you start getting? I mean, it sounds like you started getting customers before you even had the business.
No, so when I was first starting it out, the number one thing that I wanted to do was to rank my site, to prove that I could do what I could do. And so that was the first thing. And then after that, getting clients was just a lot of networking, a lot of relationship-based things. And so, a lot of the seeds, I always took the approach of, I don't need to get clients now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant the seeds for it. I'm going to find the right referral relationships, because I know once these maturate, it's going to, I'm going to get crowded with business.
That had to come from one of your mentors.
Yeah, so, from that, they shared that with me, but also one of my early mentors, Jim Rohn, he always talked a lot about...
Jim Rohn.
Yeah, Jim Rohn, planting a lot of seeds.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I always took that mentality, you got to plant the right seeds, and, sometimes the seeds will fall on unfertile ground, sometimes it will fall on fertile ground, and so that's, it's a numbers game.
So exact.
But once it lands, I mean, once you get the right relationships with the right people, just focus on that and develop those crops, and it'll serve you.
So let's talk about farming then.
Yeah.
How do you plant a seed, or how do you scatter your seeds? What do you do?
So scattering my seeds, you know,
Keep it G-rated though.
I find a bar and I plant over and over. No, what do you really do, man?
I mean, so what I do is, I mean, the way that I began a lot of the referral relationships is actually through BNI. I'm no longer in BNI. Business Networking International. So
Big networking
groups. Meeting every single week. And that was a way that I was able to meet a lot of people regularly and build those relationships. Mm-hmm. Because to be honest with you, I consider myself an introvert.
I knew you were going to say that.
100%. 100% an introvert.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I can tell you stories. I'm definitely an introvert. And so what I needed to do was I needed to build relationships with people over the long term, because the first interaction with a person
is never the best.
It wasn't the best.
Okay.
You know, I was barely talking. You know, I mean, I would mention briefly what I would say, and you know, but I wasn't. The first impression wasn't where I got people.
Right.
It's, you know, seeing them over and over again, and then, you know, them finding about me, my story, and then from there, you know, things would blossom.
Right.
And so BNI was a great way to do that. And so I would also attend any networking event I could go to. You know, I'd sometimes attend 2, 3, 4 a day, as many as I could get into,
right,
just so I could spread my seed.
So once you
everywhere on everyone's face,
everywhere.
Everyone sees it.
So really, your game was follow up then.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of follow up.
A lot of follow up.
What did your follow up look like? Like, how did you do that?
So I mean, it's pretty basic. It's like followed up with email. I mean, that's it, basically it.
Introvert.
Yeah, but what would you say in the email?
I'll just say, hey.
Hey.
No, actually, what I would do first is if they had a lot of interest when I first met them, I would make sure to definitely follow up with them, and I would. Actually, this actually gets into some of the process where I learned from my mentors. Where what I would do is I would make sure that they're really interested in the beginning, and then I would funnel them into a sales process where they would have to fill out my discovery form. And the reason why I have them on my site, and the reason why I have them do that is because it positions me as an authority.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would do that. I would shoot a video for them, display my expertise. And then from there,
What do you mean shoot a video for them?
So when I do an analysis, I do a video. It's like
screen capture.
Yeah, I do a screen capture. I show them exactly what I see. It's kind of like a roofer, where if there's some mildew or something broken on the roof, they'd come with you by the shoulder and say, "Hey, look at that. That's a problem."
Mm-hmm.
I do that with your site in SEO.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I did that. And then once I could display my expertise, that's where I could be positioned to then develop a working relationship.
Mm-hmm. And when do you hit them with the contract?
With the contract, so if they, after the analysis, they say, "I'm interested and I want to learn more," then I say, "Okay, you want me to draft a proposal?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay."
And what do you put in the proposal?
It's just basically what keywords are we going after, and also some things for them to realize. So I say, in the proposal, know that SEO is going to take a long time. So, make sure, if you're the type of person that wants instant results, well, that's not the type of company, that's not the type of thing we do. So you're not going to be a good fit for us if that's what you think. Mm-hmm. And so I put that in the proposal, and I have them sign it and read it, because then they can be on the same page as me. Mm-hmm. And so it's a lot of framing with the proposal. Yeah. But, the keywords is the main thing that we include in the time frame, and then I also include some of the stuff where I'm framing, if you wanted to call it that.
Yeah. What we call it, you're qualifying them.
Yeah, qualifying them. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, because time is money. You want it?
Yeah.
Take it. Just take it. Yeah, but time is money, and how that's another mistake. That's another mistake people make. Here, take your little tip.
Keep forgetting the tip.
But yeah, that's one of the big mistakes, is that you go after people that aren't qualified. Yeah. I tell my sales team every time we meet, every week, say, look, don't go after unqualified prospects. Well, who are unqualified? They can't afford us, and they don't need us. Those are the two biggest things. If they don't need you, that's X number one, and if they can't afford you. And who can't afford us? Well, we can get something done, like say super short but very well done video.
Yeah.
We can get it done for $500.
Yeah.
It's not hard for us to do it, and then we can put that in the right places, like wherever they need it. Is it a media buy? Is it something that should go on one of the social media networks? Where's it going, right? We can kind of help you with that. That's part of the analysis and
for sure, yeah.
Process. But if there's somebody who goes starts to fight there, because it'll start at 500.
Yeah.
And if they have a problem with starting at 500, oh my gosh, you're in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
That's like somebody who's trying to get into photography and says, I only have $10. Well, what can I buy with $10? What kind of camera can I get for $10?
You can have this conversation for $10.
Exactly. But you're wasting your time, because what do you do? Like a lot of people that are new to business, immediately they try to.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sure.
They sell themselves short.
Yeah.
And then they're burned out by the next year. They don't have a business anymore.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing is the fact that you are disciplined and mature for your age brought you to mentors, and then the mentors did the rest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as far as they gave you the keys that you needed. Now all you had to do was just listen to them.
Yeah.
It's one thing to get the information, but you actually listen to them.
Yeah.
You didn't sell yourself short. And look at you now. So how's business going?
It's doing really well. I'm at this point where I'm very glad I'm going to this conference in Vegas this weekend, because I've written down my process, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it to the conference, and we're having breakout sessions where I'm saying, how can I look at this? How can I use this to scale up? Because I'm getting too much work, and I need to be able to scale up even faster.
That was my question earlier. That was basically my question about, okay, 10 years from now, where do you see your business? It's like, are you going to have employees? What are they going to be doing? What kind of money are you looking at as an annual?
Yeah.
Those are important questions. Having that long range view. Now, what kind of client are you looking for?
So the type of client that I'm looking for a local business owner who's been around for at least 2 to 3 years. They've already spent money on marketing before. Maybe they've done, like newspaper ads, or maybe they've done digital. It's even better if they've done digital. And actually, if they've done SEO in the past, that'd be great for me, because I can go in and show them why what they've been doing hasn't been working. And so it's an easier sell, because they've already been sold on SEO, but they just have a guy who doesn't really do it well.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's typically what happens. I mean, what they're going to outsource it, because it's a really attractive offer.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're going to do is they're going to outsource it. They want to bring in more money than they can actually accomplish, and people are just lazy in actually knowing how the engines work, and it's changing every month, right?
Talk about that. Talk about the changes that are happening.
The changes that are happening. So, I mean, a lot of the tactics that worked in the past no longer are. And there's, one example is if, let's say that we have an office building and there's 2 dentists there. Now, to rank in the map pack, there can only be one of those particular type of industry in that map pack.
Let's dumb it down. What's a map pack?
So let's say that you searched for, let's say right now you typed in chiropractor DC. And at the top, what'll pop up is a picture of a map, and then 3 listings, and there'll also be a way to call them, right? It's very easy to call, and that's called the map pack.
Okay.
And there's typically 3 businesses there. And so what's happening is that, if we got 2 dentists in one location, both of them aren't necessarily popping up anymore. So what I'm saying is that if
one is popping up over the other one.
Yeah, so if I search for like dentist in this area, there'll be dentists in other locations, but for the guy who has crappy internet marketing, he's not popping up if they're in the same office location.
Wow. So when I'm on Google and I'm looking for a chiropractor, and everybody knows you're on Google, you type in chiropractor in whatever town, right?
For sure, yeah.
And then a map pops up. On the left side, you've got a list, and right in front of you on the right side is this big map. And you're telling me there could be like 100 chiropractors in that area, but like 20 are going to pop up.
If they're in the same like office building, like you know how the dress, you know how like it's an address and then it's like suites.
So God,
They only pick one to show, don't they, for that specific location?
Wow.
So it's different, right? And also, you know, virtual addresses that are picking up on that now. Because what SEOs used to do, I mean, you can still rank, but what they used to do is we'd have a bunch of virtual locations. But now they're smacking down on them, where, okay, you know, you're at WeWork, or you're at this virtual location that doesn't actually exist. You know, we're going to smack you for it, and we're going to take you out.
Yeah, we actually just recently did that for Vicker Studios, where we finally got on the Google My Business or whatever.
Yeah.
And we had to actually prove, like with an address. They actually send a.
Oh yeah, they send you the actual postcard.
They send you a postcard, and in the postcard you've got a code, and you put that code in. You don't get on Google, like Google search or whatever for businesses, unless you can prove that you actually have a mailbox there. Mm-hmm. Like you have to do that. I was like, wow, you can't just hack that at all.
And there were tricks in the past where you could send a postcard to, let's say, your home, and then you could change it later. But you know.
Oh wow.
And so
that's sneaky.
So things are changing quite a bit. You know, they're picking up on it. And so that's why the strategy that we're using in SEO is, you know, let's look at long term. Let's see where's the puck headed, and let's optimize and use SEO for that. So so instead of what can just get you ranked really quickly, what's going to be sustainable in the long run, and that's the focus.
Interesting. So I've got, you know, it's so funny. Usually I have a few questions for a guest at a time, and I've got like 100 questions for him. I'm trying to figure out the best one. I kind of want to get into a couple of things outside of SEO. Yeah. But do you have any?
No, I have no technical questions.
Yeah.
Mad respect. Saw his code.
He is technically he's good.
Yeah, that's how you get respect from other developers. It's like, show me your code, and your code looks good. Okay, cool. You're cool.
This guy's legit.
Yeah. So I've seen his code. It's legit.
So you're a fit young man. Now, when I thought you were a fit old man, I was going to ask you, like, what is your like regime? Like, what do you do as far as like working out and stuff? You're a young guy, so you could probably be just eating like chili dogs all day, and you could probably still look like that. But what we got enough over there? No, he's looking. His MacBook Pro is starting to lose juice here.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get his thing hooked up there. We got enough outlets. But all right. So like what do you stay fit? Like what are some things you do for health and basically just so that your body and your mind, you're not getting burned out and stuff. What are some things you do to take care of your body?
Yeah. So for me, actually, my workout routine is pretty simple. I use this app on my phone. It's called My Perfect Body. I'm actually finishing my last week of 12, and so you know the philosophy really is just lift heavy with short amount of reps, and that's it.
Interesting.
And so I mean I stay hydrated. I also take take creatine and protein powder, and
have you heard of Alpha Brain?
Oh boy.
I've heard of it, but I haven't used it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both on it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Tell me about it.
It's pretty great.
So it's Joe Rogan's got this company. It's called Onnit, ONNIT, and so they do like basically it's all about human performance, I guess.
Yeah.
And so they have different pills for different things. It's all
HGH for your brain.
Yeah, HGH for your brain. Gains.
IQ gains.
IQ gains.
2 points.
For me, I'm an artist at heart.
Yeah.
Which means that I'm not a math guy. I'm not a science like hard science guy. My brain doesn't work that way. Very forgetful. I don't remember things, and so like, no people can't see. My arm is filled with Sharpie from notes of things I have to remember to do every day.
To cover up your track lines. Let's be honest.
Exactly. Yeah. My cuts for my sad life.
Oh.
No, but I've got I'm terrible at that. So I was like, what do I do? You know, I got to figure something out. So you know, I would do like little brain games and things like that, and eat. I try to eat healthy-ish and drink lots of water and all that stuff, right? But then I found out about this Onnit, this company, and they use all like this. Like I said, they put together all these different types of pills that do different things.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I found this one called Alpha Brain, and Alpha Brain was getting like fantastic reviews online, on Amazon, on other like performance, brain performance sites like nootropics or what they called.
For sure, yeah.
And so I was like, all right, you know what, I'm going to try it. So I tried it. I got that, and I got 2 other types of pills. And I kept I like the other 2 pills. The other one's called New Mood. That's kind of like an upper. Yeah, it's an upper for your, what is it, for your, what are the things that make you...
Hypothalamus?
No, that makes you feel good.
Is serotonin?
Yeah, it like boosts your serotonin levels.
Nice, yeah.
And then another one that boosts your VO2 max and like basically oxygenates your blood more. I like those 2 other ones, but it was the Alpha Brain. I could tell a major difference because I was learning code at the time.
For sure, yeah.
And I did the code before I took it and then after, and it was a perfect sort of test case.
Wow.
For does this crap actually work, and it did. So
okay.
So
wow.
Alpha Brain, I recommend at least try it and give them a shot.
Yeah.
And they have a 30-day money back guarantee.
And how much is it?
Well, okay, so for like 90
days is $70.
Yeah,
90 days, $70.
90 days, $70. Yep.
You can't put a price on productivity.
Not at all.
I mean, if it works for you, you're gonna continue to buy them, and if it doesn't, you won't.
Yeah.
And if you do it within 30 days, you get your money back. I love 30-day back money guarantees. I love them. I think that's the greatest. I don't care if it's a marketing ploy. It's genius. It works. And then it's like day 31. They're like, okay, I think I'm gonna get rid of it, and it's like, oh, it's
so late.
Dagnabbit.
Darn.
Maybe it didn't work last time. I'll try it again. So, so like, what does your day look like on a weekday? Like, how do you start the day, middle day, finish the day? Like, what does it all look like?
So it really depends on. So what I like to do really is I like to keep my days as open as possible. So I'm always available if there's an opportunity that springs up. I can take advantage of it, or there's something I want to do. So on a day-to-day basis, I mean, if someone has a meeting, I'll go to it, but it really depends on what's going on. Of course, I'm doing some SEO, I'm doing some learning. Actually, I'm doing a lot of learning at all times of the day. If I'm driving, I have an audiobook playing. I'm reading books all the time. I'm taking courses.
When do you read your books?
If I'm in the car, just like listen to an audiobook.
You'll listen to an audiobook? Yeah. What kind of audiobooks do you listen to?
So, one of the ones I've been listening to over and over again is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And you have it on your shelf.
Nice.
Yeah, it's up there somewhere.
Think and Grow Rich is a great book.
I got a few gems up here.
Yeah, I've probably read a few of them too.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. So, Think and Grow Rich, that's a very old book.
Yeah, really old book, but a lot of great tips.
I'd say that's probably top 5 in most
Yeah.
Successful Entrepreneurs Libraries is that one.
Oh yeah, I definitely placed it there.
So what are some gems you're getting from that?
From that one, the one I've been just really one specific chapter. It's a chapter on persistence.
Okay.
And so there's I don't know if you've heard of him, Bob Proctor.
Okay.
So Bob Proctor he was like, hey, as a practice, try reading this chapter every single day. And so I'm just listening to persistence, and it really conditions your mind to stay focused and to realize that there's going to be a lot of vectors that are pulling you in different directions. People are going to tell you, no, you shouldn't do this excuse, blah blah blah. But that chapter on persistence just keeps you steady and on course. And
So what does it teach you, like specifically?
Well, I mean, it just kind of goes back to the planning thing.
Okay.
Right. At a time, there's sometimes it's going to be a long period of time where there's nothing happening, and it seems like what you're doing is not working. It's not where you're an employee where, okay, you do this, 2 weeks, you got a paycheck. Sometimes it's like, hey, sometimes you don't see it, so we don't see a paycheck. And then other times it's, holy crap, I just brought in 10 deals in 2 days. So
persistence, as in, like, don't get discouraged.
Yeah, don't get discouraged. Okay. And, just knowing that if you're doing the right things and you're with the right people, things will maturate and become. So do you ascribe to that? You are the product of the 5, Jim Rohn, you are the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. 100%. 100%. That was one of the first things that I learned, one of the big quotes that I latched onto at a very early age. So I always take care as to the people that are around me. And if there's someone around me who is dragging me down, someone around me who doesn't have a great mindset, you know, I won't just flat out say, you know, stay away from me, but they'll slowly get cut out of my life. They will. They will.
Has it happened a lot?
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that don't think the same way, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a particular type of goal and vision that you want to accomplish, and if there are other people that are out there that are going to tell you don't do this, don't do that, you know, okay, you stay over there, but I'm not listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put a mental wall, and nothing's getting through. And so I take very great care. One of the things I always do is I always make sure that I'm not the smartest person in the room. I never do. Because if I'm the smartest person in the room, then I'm in the wrong room.
Right.
And so I always love feeling like I'm dumb. I always make a comment and see what people say.
So why are you in here?
Whatever.
Thanks, Leo.
Whatever. But yeah, that's what I focus on. I don't like being around. So I mean, I value mentorship and also value giving mentorship to others. But in terms of growth, you know, I need people who are above me and are thinking much bigger than me. And so if they're not thinking millions, if they're not thinking like that, then yeah, maybe they're not the type of business people that I want to be hanging with.
So can you tell us who your top 5 are right now?
Ooh.
Top 5. So one of them is, of course, going to be Cotton Grammar. So the SEO mentor, but he's also really great at sales and philosophy and that sort of mindset. And he, like when I told you that he has the top grossing SEO agency in the world, I'm not kidding. He's grossing over $1 million a month. So he's doing quite well. Another one that I learned a lot of. So also a lot of my mentors are because you can't always find them in person. A lot of them are in books.
Okay. Yeah, right on.
Some of them are dead.
Yeah, some of them are dead.
Yeah, okay.
And so, you know, I love Jim Rohn. I love his stuff. I love his philosophy, you know, the way he makes things simple. And I love the metaphors that he uses. That's been very instrumental to me in my life. Who else is there? For his sales and...
Stop.
Oh, boy.
Stop. Wait a minute.
Hard stop.
Grant Cardone.
No, not Grant Cardone.
Okay.
Not Grant Cardone. Not Grant.
All right, got it.
Jordan Belfort.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
Wow. He's really turned his life around.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
The Wolf of Wall Street. He's really turned his life around.
Did you know a great friend of mine? He comes to. He's actually in my church. He's an agent for speakers.
Yeah.
And he represents Jordan Belfort.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
penny stock scammer. Yeah.
Really?
And he said that guy is no one to model your life.
Not life, but
yeah.
but he has a system, and I believe systems there.
So don't take any like drug or life advice.
No, definitely
Watching
not.
the movie,
The Quaalude. Take the Quaalude.
Don't
advice.
take.
Like, do those once.
the Quaalude life, man. Yeah, no, because I asked him, I'm like, man, what's that guy like? He's like, yeah, he's pretty intense, but he's still pretty much, he's smart. Like that's the thing. Evil geniuses, we can find a lot of good that, like, okay, there's this one quote that I was about to plaster in my office.
What is it?
It was, let me see if I remember exactly. It goes, hold on a second. Civilize the mind, but make savage the body.
I like it. Civilize the mind, but make savage the body.
Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong.
Yeah, wow.
I like
Wow.
that.
The communist
I like that
genocidal mania. Well, I guess it was.
I like the quote a lot.
It is a fantastic quote from one of the most evil men to grace the earth and completely destroy China, in my opinion.
Chairman Meow.
Chairman Mao. But yeah, I'm like, I love that quote. That's amazing. And then, who said that? And they're like, oh, it was like, who said that? Oh.
Aww.
Yeah, pretty much. Sad face.
Can't idolize that guy.
Can't analyze that guy. No, that's not going to my office.
Yeah.
All right,
Or it can.
Or it can, and I can just be like, yeah, no, some samurai.
JFK said that. Yeah, sure.
JFK.
Yeah.
Just like that. So, all right, so we've got Jim Rohn, we've got your man Cotton Graham, we've got Jordan Belfort, and then
Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins was a big one.
Really?
He was probably my first.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, get your hands up. Stand up, everybody.
Tony Robbins, yeah.
He's motivational, man.
He's motivational.
He gets you pumped.
Dude, I watched.
Yeah, I can do it.
I watched that one. Like there was a Netflix special with Tony Robbins in it.
Yeah.
I was mesmerized. I was like,
dude, yeah.
I was ready to take on life by the balls, man. He's good at that. He's good at that.
Real good.
Juiced by Leo. Juiced by Leo.
He should definitely not be your only guy. A lot of people, that's their only guy.
Yeah.
That should not be your only
The
guy.
cult of Robbins.
Yeah, you should definitely take a lot of what he says, and then there's some things that you should just go, okay. That's why I'm liking your list so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking your list.
It's my first list, yeah.
All right, so fifth.
All right, fifth one.
Last one.
Let me think. I mean, there's so many people that have.
Jack Daniels.
Yeah, I talk to Jack every night.
Yeah. Jose Cuervo happens to be on my list. So.
Let's see. Last mentor on my list.
I know, right?
Man, so many good ones. I mean,
First name that pops into your head.
I mean, right now the ones in my head right now is Bruce Lee.
Yeah, you're never gonna get it. Yeah, you're gonna get applause
Bruce
for
Lee.
that from Leo.
Bruce Lee, yeah.
The man.
All right, give me a Bruce Lee quote you like.
I like the one about water.
That's the big one, man.
Yeah.
So can you
Formless? What is it? Like, be formless like water. I forget the exact.
Be like water, my friend.
be like Walter, my friend? That's how he ended it. Now Walter can be in a cup.
You put water in a cup, it becomes the cup.
Becomes the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Bruce Lee is, I feel like, one of the trailblazers of.
Very iconic. Yeah.
Yeah, very iconic and very short-lived. Man, how come all the best just die?
I know.
They really do.
They do.
Yeah.
I do.
Don't do that. try to go past 33. I think that's like.
Yeah, died at 33.
Yeah.
My grandmother said only the good die young.
She was right.
Yeah, she lived to 87.
Hey man, good timing. You learned something from Allison last
Yeah,
week?
a little bit. I picked up the
Nice.
comedic timing.
Little
Read
timing
a little
there.
book on it.
Little timing there. So are you dating right now?
I'm not, and so a lot of people have told me not to date, specifically because I need to focus.
A lot of people are very right.
And so they're like, don't get married, don't get a girlfriend, don't do anything like that, because you really need to focus on what you're doing. And the best way to get from point A to point B is a straight line. Right? And so if I'm going from A to B and I also want to go to C, a relationship, it's going to split my focus.
Right.
And so, it's something that, nothing, I don't want anything serious.
Right.
Nothing serious.
Yeah. Because again, people don't realize that in a relationship, especially like a marriage relationship, if you want the marriage to work, there's a big element of sacrifice, and if you don't have that sacrifice for that other person, then I mean your life is going to go in a very nasty, bad place. Your emotions are going to go in a bad place. So smart, 22 years old, a go-getter, an entrepreneur, I would say you're in the beginning. I don't know if you'd say you're in the beginning, but I'd say you're in the beginning of even more greatness, because you still have 10 years before you're not even my age in 10 years. But in 10 years, imagine where you could be. You know what I mean? Do you believe in going beyond 10 years as far as long-range goals? Or do you think that's too far away?
10 years? I don't know. There's like a quote where they say, you underestimate what you can do in 1 year. You overestimate what you can do in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can do in 5. And so for me, I have 10 years, for me personally, it's very tough for me to determine, especially, I know what types of values that I like to live for my life, but in terms of, this is exactly where I'll be, it's really tough.
What type of values in your life?
Types of values in my life. I love learning. So, I know that 10 years from now, I'm going to still be constantly learning.
But you left college.
I did. And so it's an interesting part, right?
Yeah.
So people say, you love learning, but you love college. Well, the thing is that there are a lot of people who go to college and get a degree, but they don't get an education.
Ooh, knock on wood. That's a good one.
Right? They don't get an education. And so, you know, you can do all that, you can party, and you can get the piece of paper, but to me, what's important is not the piece of paper. It's a type of, you know, the type of mindset you develop. And it's also becoming a lifelong learner. Your education doesn't stop after college. And so, to me personally, I'm always grabbing a course. I'm always talking to someone who I think is above me in some field, whether it's fitness, whether it's mindset, whether it's money getting, anything. You know, I know that one of my values will be lifelong learning, and I know that I will still be doing the same thing 10 years from now.
Okay, I like that. There's a lot of people that have said this, but, you know, like you, I listen to a lot of different mentors, you know, virtually, and one comes to mind, Boyce Watkins.
I haven't heard of him.
Yeah, he's a what do you call it?
Economist.
Yeah. Yeah. He's an econ guy, financial expert, PhD.
Yeah.
And he says college is idiotic for, if you think you're going to college in order to get an education, that's the biggest waste of money. He says,
yeah,
we're living in an age now where college, you want a college course? Get on YouTube. Get on, they've got lynda.com, you've got Code Academy,
Coursera,
got a bunch of things.
Yeah, you can do all this virtual. Like, if you actually have the drive for something, you're going to learn about it.
Yeah.
You're going to want to. And you've got everything you need right there to be able to do it. You don't have to, like you said, you don't have to get the piece of paper. You know, it's unnecessary to make money. Like, and actually now I'm thinking about it, a lot of guys said that, Grant Cardone, I remember saying that. Who's the guy that owns the, what's the big guy on Shark Tank that owns the basketball team?
You're talking about Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban's
Mark
like,
Cuban.
yeah, college is stupid, like, for the most part. Like don't do it, it's a waste of money. like all these people, like, how many of these people like graduating that year, like, crap.
I know.
Oh, what do I do?
I know a lot of people who, yeah, they're just like, what the hell am I going to do with my life?
Excuse me. Yeah, that's
because I think there's some sort of narrative where,
yes,
you just, okay, you know, you go to college, you graduate, you get a job, you know, you become you get married, you become a family, you become a grandpa, you die.
That's the American dream,
That's
baby.
the American dream.
And don't even imagine making any real money.
Yeah.
Because that's not for you.
Yeah,
nope.
That's not for you. It's for other people.
That's for those a-holes over there.
Yeah.
That you're supposed to hate. It's this whole narrative of
I don't.
Because if you go deep into the
ooh, I like that a-hole over there, totes.
If you like look at some you know, if you get into like conspiracy world,
yeah,
you'll start to read things like how that power structure was created, the haves versus the have-nots.
Yeah.
So that they could create a system that keeps you, the normal guy, right?
Working.
And hating, not believing you could ever become wealthy, and hating those that are wealthy.
Yeah.
So it's like it keeps you in this cycle that they that they want you in, right? You know, I don't know if there's I'm sure there is a they. There's always a they. There's always has been a they, but let's forget about the they for a second. Let's just go, you know what? You're right. I am stuck in a narrative that is not true.
Yeah.
I can actually make my own way. I can become wealthy if I want to.
Yeah. And I wish, you're talking about long-term vision. That's actually probably it. It's how do we get people thinking a different way? You know, how do we share this with more people? Because it's all there. It's all there. Everything you need, you have the internet. You have access to all the information you need. Mm-hmm. But it's how do you get your mind in the right place to where you can actually make it for yourself.
Right. Are you familiar with Tai Lopez?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually found out about him when he was first getting his channel up, like when he was at like 90 subscribers. In my garage. That time? Before then. Oh, really? Then, yeah. Really? Yeah. And so I listened to a lot of his stuff. I even took some of his courses and I learned a lot from him. What'd you think? So you were like, okay, like the guy's legit. Yeah. He's making money. Yeah. And he's teaching other people how to do it too. Yeah. Okay. Because that's a point of contention. People
people are on one side or the other, like, oh, he's
Stop giving away the secrets, man.
Well,
what are you doing?
I would
this
say
is for us.
I would say, yeah.
Stop.
Hello, elitism. Hello. There's people that go, oh, he's making money off of the dreams and hopes and dreams of people, and other people say no, he's helping people realize their hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
So it's like you're on one side or the other with that.
And so the thing too is he knows my mentors too. So he knows like Common Grammar. He knows all the people in the SEO part of the world that I'm in. And so it's funny how a lot of the same guys, they know each other, and people think it's like a conspiracy. It's not. It's
They're just bros.
Oh, so you are saying right now on the show, you're breaking that you are in the Illuminati.
All right, let's take him outside and beat him to death.
I'm just a normal Filipino American guy.
No, we're getting the 2x4s out. You're gonna get dragged and beaten to death with 2x4s right now.
No, I think if he was the Illuminati, we'd be the ones getting dragged out.
Exactly. Any second, like dudes in suits are gonna pop through the front door.
Yeah. Holding my dog in a headlock.
We heard a rich guy was in trouble.
Quick, get to Leo's studio right now.
He's got like a panic button built into his wrist.
Yeah, no, he does. He makes his eyes go apart, like that's like the signal.
Yeah,
like
he blinks sideways.
Sideways. Like, all right, get in there. So he's not in the Illuminati. Okay, idiots out there that believe the world is flat. He's not in the Illuminati. He just happens to know people that are.
Nice.
So so we talked about your relationship status, which is the game. he's married to the game.
He's married to money. Making
that money. Is life more than just making money?
I think so.
All right, what's life all about then?
What's life all about?
Ooh, that's a big question. No one has the answer.
I mean, I think
I have the answer.
I think one of the ideas
Jesus.
I think one of the things about life is removing like incorrect ideas from yourself and from others if possible, and putting the right ones in.
What are some incorrect ideas?
So, so one of the let's say one of the incorrect ideas that I might say is, how people say that someone is intrinsically different because of the color of their skin.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They think someone is better or worse because of the color of their skin.
Correct.
So,
I mean, that's not correct. I'm just saying yes.
Yeah.
No.
And
no.
so I mean, really, when it comes down to is pigment. And then what happened is, over many years, and I don't want to have to get into it. You're the anthropology guy, but different narratives are written. Things happened a certain way, and then now we have this perspective of this group or that group,
right? And
that now has impacted, where they are as a group.
So, as a Filipino man, do you feel like that has affected you, the color of your skin or your nationality?
I think so, in some certain cases.
All right, good.
So, I mean,
you have a microphone in front of you, my friend.
Use the power.
So, okay, let me see. I mean, for example, like one of the things that my parents always say is that, so let's say the college thing. We came from the Philippines and we do things a certain way. And so one of the things that, they were telling me was like, you should probably finish and get your college degree because that's what we did.
Right.
And that's what our parents did. That's what we're proud of. And so because of where we came from, this is what I'm going to try to impose on you. And so I'm trying to think of the best way to put it, but
you're trying to be politically correct.
Yeah, I'm trying to be politically correct.
I get it.
What I'm just trying to say is
that's okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Where's your slide whistle? Yeah. Good. This is the PC whistle. That's what happens.
No. PC whistle or the.
There we go. PC
if you ever want to be say something controversial, we'll do that, and that'll basically make sure everybody knows. Hey, we're just having a radio show here, just a little podcast. No need to get crazy now, okay?
No death threats.
No death threats, okay?
Yes.
But yeah, so the politically correct answer to what you were going to say.
Yeah. So, I think that where I came from, it's more traditional. I was raised Roman Catholic, and there are certain views that people have where, it's all of, worship God and, make sure that you follow 10 Commandments, read the Bible, no sex before marriage, yada, yada, yada.
Everybody hates that one.
So there's like a million things that you can't do, and there's like 5 things you can do.
Okay.
So, that's, and...
You feel limited by that?
I think so. I mean, me personally, no. Because I have a different perspective. But for some people, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Eric?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally limited.
So what are you limited by?
That no meat on Friday, man. They got like they got 25-cent wing night at the local place, and I'm like, it's only Fridays. What am I supposed to do here? One thing
that I level at Catholicism. There's a lot of things I love.
You don't like Catholicism.
I don't believe that. This is my problem with Catholicism. I feel like it probably started off okay and right, but then you start getting people involved. And it's like, you start getting these ideas and these traditions.
Oh.
Catholic Craig, he actually became a Catholic himself. Like, he wasn't indoctrinated into it. He didn't become a Catholic until he basically was an adult. So he has a completely different sort of outlook on it. And his thing, he explained to me, he said, in the Catholic tradition, there's the Bible, and then there's tradition. And they're both equal. And I take obviously, I have a problem with it. I'm not a Catholic.
You got a little umbrage going on.
Yeah, because I'm like, whoa, yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Your man-made tradition, the traditions of how the culture changed. You mean the traditions where you've had all these sort of things happen in history that were like, Jesus would have did a skeptical snake look?
Yeah.
Like,
burning people? What?
Wait a minute. No. Yeah, all that. You're telling me that tradition, we're supposed to put that on the same level as the written word of God. To me, just logically, that doesn't make any sense. So I take issue. I see what you mean, man. Coming from any faith where the laws, right, the book of laws, get into like this big, and it's like very arbitrary, like, don't do this. What was that joke from Chris Rock? He goes, look, I understand. I'm gonna
just brutalize it. It's cool.
Sorry, fans of Chris Rock out there that can recite everything perfectly. But he goes, look, I understand that back then a pork chop will kill you, but we got refrigerators now.
Yeah.
Back then a pork chop will kill you. I get it.
We got thermometers now.
Pork chop won't kill you. Like, that's not how he said it, but that was the idea behind that. Was we live in a different time now. Is the pork chop thing really that big of a deal now? Like, is it that, Now I get into there's some things that are what I consider human nature problems. Mm-hmm. Eating pork chop is not a human nature problem. Sex before marriage is. Mm-hmm. Why? Because if you ever look at the damage that can be done, young ladies, especially, because I'm not one, I kind of, from an outside perspective, I can kind of feel more for them. Because, when you look at as a man, you go, well, it's not that bad. You can internalize what happens when you have sex before marriage and just go, oh, it's not that bad. We can handle it. We're men. Mm-hmm. And then you look at the other and you go, okay, I can kind of see where they're coming from. Because you're more objective, I guess. Okay. Because it's not your experience. When a woman has sex before marriage, for the most part, okay, and again, this is coming from, I've talked to a lot of women that have had sex before marriage. They cleave together with a man, or boy, whatever. And when that cleaving together, that sexual, union, when it tears apart, it's like paper, 2 pieces of paper, you glue them together with the sex, but then you break up. Have you ever tried to tear a piece of paper that was glued together? Does it ever come off clean? Never. There's always baggage. There's always, something going on psychologically. You don't see it on the outside of them, mm-hmm. but what's going on on the inside, you can't see it, but there's damage there. Especially if they put, themselves, their ego, their identity into that person, and then feelings of what are some feelings? Like feelings of abandonment, feelings of I gave myself and it wasn't good enough. Like there's a lot of psychological things that go into that. So again, as a Christian, I look at things logically. I think that's one reason why Eric and I do well together. Mm-hmm. I see logic and I try to think logically. That is one of those things. It's a human problem, and it always has been. Eating pork isn't a human problem. Like, that's not a problem on a basic human level, right? Thou shalt not steal. Makes sense.
Yeah.
People who steal, that's a slippery slope. You steal small thing, it turns into big things. Being dishonest, small things turn into bigger things. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the thing right then. It's how does that form your character going forward? What kind of person are you becoming by the acts that you commit?
Yeah.
Right? That's the rationale behind the rules, right? What kind of human being are you becoming? Sorry. Now I'm off the soapbox.
That was a good rant. We were just kind of like, yeah, man. Yeah. We're just nodding and, yeah, Leo.
They're asleep in the back.
It's the institutional problem that I have with Catholicism. Like, exercising somebody who has epilepsy makes no damn sense whatsoever.
You're talking about like before they knew that it was epilepsy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, maybe we should take a second instead of like torturing this poor kid and figure out what's wrong with him. Maybe he's not possessed by the devil.
You know, we were doing that in the medical field though, irrespective of
no, I get
religion.
that, but there's other things that have happened in time.
Oh, sure.
Like, we're misdiagnosed. There's nothing wrong with somebody. Somebody might have a mental disease.
He's a witch.
And they're burned at the stake. And
right.
It's like, if we had taken the time to learn that, we might have alleviated that problem for others.
That's a circumstance that's why I love the age that we live in.
Yeah.
Because the age we live in is one where we can pause and go, wait a minute, let's figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As opposed to,
and not minimize people's struggles. That's
right.
like the main thing that you gotta see as a benefit of the Catholic Church not being in control anymore.
Minimizing personal struggles?
Yeah,
like
people's like somebody who's transgender or somebody who's gay. It's not minimized. You know, their struggles in their identity. We're not minimizing their identity, and we're saying you're confused or you just need help. You just need to pray.
Right.
You know, I think we're at a place now as a culture where we're like, yeah, you have a valid identity. You have a valid existence. You know, we're not treating them as if there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, and I believe as a true follower of Jesus, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't minimize them. You wouldn't just write them off. You know, and that's another thing, a problem a lot of guys have, or people, Christians especially, but really all faiths have, where you want another beer?
I'm good.
Okay. where they go.
You want a shot?
Where they you liked what we did last week. We all took a shot after the show. No.
Before, we got to do it before.
Before is probably a great idea.
Lubricate the conversation.
Yeah, right.
We'll lubricate people up.
Yeah, but anyway, let me get off of this. I had one really fun question for you.
What is it?
Don't you love fun questions?
I love fun questions.
I wanted to ask his take on Mr. Robot, like if he's watching it.
Oh, let me ask my question.
No, you're not watching it? Oh, okay, so easy question.
Easy question, done.
Yeah.
What kind of music?
Watch Mr. Robot, dude.
What kind of music do you listen to?
What kind of music do I listen to? It's actually interesting. I listen to a lot of different types, and that's because I grew up in a military family, so I was a military brat. So I had to be a part of different groups.
You were a Navy brat?
Yeah, Navy brat.
Dude, let me tell you, when I was out in stationed in San Diego, like 80% Filipino.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yeah, there's a lot over there.
A lot in the Navy.
A lot.
I was like, dude, if it wasn't for Filipinos, we would not have a Western Navy, a West Side Navy. We wouldn't have one.
No Pacific Navy.
No Pacific Navy.
So a lot of different stuff. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, I used to listen to, like, Screamo.
Okay.
But, now it's...
When you were a kid 5 years ago, you used to listen to Screamo? Okay.
So there's a lot of different stuff. So right now, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I don't listen to music too much.
Listen to this freaking guy. He's like, that's not going to help me.
He went from 21 to 72.
It's like, immediately. Like, he is, you actually remind me of one of my mentors. And I'm like, I don't want to feel like that. I really don't want to feel like that.
No.
But, you know, salute to you. So you listen to a lot of audiobooks, but so you don't listen to music, man?
I mean, I do. I mean, like...
What do you listen to, bro?
So, I mean, right now I'm, like, listening to some Bruno Mars, right?
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, he's Filipino.
Is he?
Yeah, he
black,
is.
Black Filipino now, right?
I think so.
I think he's half-half.
His name's Peter Gene Hernandez, dude. Hernandez.
Well, yeah, that's the Filipino part.
Yeah.
But I think his mom's black.
Conquistadors. Yeah.
Oh, shut up. Nobody likes conquistadors. You're Puerto
Not
Rican.
anymore.
You're Puerto Rican.
Yeah, we're like that also. We have Indian heritage and
In the world of Hispanics, there's the Indio, and then there's
the Spanish look down on all of us. Let's be real.
The
Castilians don't like it.
Well, you know, there's that thing going back to like race and race studies. I did a lot of that during my college time.
For sure, yeah.
And you know, like there's always the what. This is that narrative we were talking about. There's the white race of each culture. So like if you look at Asian culture, the Japanese are for sure like the white ones.
That's pretty funny.
Those are the white ones. If you look at Spanish, the Spaniards are the white ones. You know what I mean? Like it's so interesting that this almost like this Tao Te Ching dualism. You know, this Taoism kind of like yin and yang, black and white, and we've got to like, as human beings, we've got to like categorize everything and go, okay, this is this end of the spectrum, and this is the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And it's so hard for us to go, wait a minute, gradients.
Some gray.
Yeah, and most people are gray. You know, most people are in that gray area.
I like to say brown. I'm just gonna put that out there.
There you go.
Most people are brown.
Most people are brown.
Yeah.
I was excited as hell when that Time magazine came out, and they were like, "What does the future of the world or America look like?" And it was like, basically like this cute, what?
Bruno Mars is half Puerto Rican. His dad is half Puerto Rican.
Oh.
Yeah.
Black Puerto Rican, right?
What?
He's got a fro, man. Come on. He's got fro.
Oh my gosh.
He's got to be black somewhere.
We're gonna need to talk about that.
We're all black
afterwards.
No, we're all black.
We're all Africans eventually.
No, we're not all. We're not
He's
all,
like, I am not jumping into this. I have a business and an identity to uphold. You guys can keep going.
Hey Leo, can you take the name of my business out of the podcast?
Don't reference me. Don't call me.
Yeah.
I will not help your website.
You're not going to be in my 5 people I hang out with anymore.
He's also Jewish, as it turns out.
Oh.
His dad's Ashkenazi. That's
What?
pretty cool.
What's Ashkenazi?
It's a. I don't want to be culturally insensitive. It's a Jewish diaspora.
Oh, okay.
Romans. Yiddish. They speak Yiddish.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I watched something on Bruno Mars.
Gosh,
like his upbringing was really rough. Like he grew up poor.
Yeah. Yeah. Really
It's
poor.
good music. I like his stuff.
You watch. Excuse me. You watch fighting? You watch UFC?
Uptown.
I'll watch. I mean, not like seriously.
Are you into this Mayweather McGregor fight thing coming up?
I'm watching it. I don't.
Ooh, you put money on it?
I'm not putting money on it.
Leo would take bets. Just FYI.
Yeah, I'll take bets, but I don't know if the spread's looking so. Whatever.
Wait, are they only doing boxing?
Yeah.
They're only doing boxing.
Yeah, and they beat your man Pacquiao.
They did.
Aww.
Yeah, I remember that. I was out. I was watching the fight.
You know,
such a heartbreak.
I put money on Pacquiao.
Such a heartbreak.
Just to let you know, I put money on Pacquiao.
Such a heartbreak.
Yeah, it really was.
That's great.
What's great?
Nothing. You guys talking fight stuff. It's good.
Such a heartbreak.
We always come back to that somehow.
Thanks to me.
Yeah.
No, I was just curious because his boy Pacquiao, a fellow Pinoy. Is it okay for me to say Pinoy? That just means dude Filipino, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Pinay is girl Filipino, right?
Yeah.
I was in love with this one Filipino girl back in what was it? Elementary school or middle school?
Really?
Yeah, I actually learned a little Tagalog for her. Didn't do anything. Didn't work. Long story short, everybody, that one didn't work out.
So, okay, so this may be weird, but did you see Moana? Have you seen Moana?
No, I haven't.
Moana.
Actually, no.
Moana. Okay.
I've been meaning to. I've been singing some of the songs from it. Like,
Nice.
I know some of the songs of Moana.
Why do you know some of the songs about it?
I don't know.
They're
People
pretty
sing
good.
it all the time. They're good.
Yeah, man, they're good songs.
They are good. I have a
Send me
4-year-old.
God.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's So why'd you bring up Moana?
Oh, because it has to do with ancient Polynesian culture. So
What does that have to do with Filipino people?
I don't know how they're related. That's what I was going to ask.
I mean, there's a good Filipino population in Hawaii.
Is there really?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Huh. Definitely, yeah.
See why I was asking? Because the guy probably knows. Jeez.
I just figured it was a bunch of
cramping my style.
Japanese people. A lot of Japanese. I always want to say Japs, but I'm like, is that bad? I learned.
You're very close to the line, buddy.
Really?
Real close.
I'll tell you what. In the game of racial slurs, that's not anywhere near the top.
I'm pretty sure in the war you had to kill them to call them that. So you had to get the cred to call them.
You had to get at least 2 bullet woundings from them in order to have the honor of racially slurring them.
Your kill count had to go up, dude.
We were just talking about World War before the podcast. So what are you doing with World War II, guys?
Yeah, so tomorrow we have a charity happy hour for Filipino World War II veterans.
Oh, right on.
So, I mean, what happened was, they served. My great-grandfather was actually served as well. But what happened was that after the war, the U.S. denied them recognition and benefits.
What?
There's a money thing.
Yeah.
And so, for 70 years, they have not received any recognition at all. And so, just this past December, they just got from Congress the Congressional Gold Medal, and I was
Nice.
there. I was in there next to a World War II veteran, and I about cried because it's been 70 years.
Jeez.
Absolutely. So it's such a long time.
I didn't know they didn't get any recognition.
Nothing.
Wow.
And so the reason why we're having the fundraiser is because there's 30,000 veterans who were not recognized, and so we got the Congressional Gold Medal, but we have to pay for it. And so it's $30,000 to produce the medal, and then there's 30,000 veterans times $50 per the replica. So we got the 30,000 plus 1.5,
crap.
and then we also have an education program because we want to make sure that it's not forgotten in our history, in the U.S. history, because it's so interwoven.
Yeah, Medal of Honor recipients get all kinds of benefits too.
Yeah.
So their legacy, like their children and their grandchildren, they have specific benefits they're supposed to be guaranteed.
Yeah, and so Filipino World War II veterans were not afforded that.
Yeah,
so
that's BS.
Do you wanna plug it, like where it is, what time, and all that?
Yeah. So it's gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be at Capital DC, 6:30 p.m. We got a lot of food. We got I think 5 Filipino restaurants who have donated food. It's gonna be fun. We have a program. We'll have some World War II veterans there with us. And it should be a great time. It's going to be happy hour. There'll be a lot of people, anticipated over 100. I really realistically think it's going to be more like 150 to 200. But it should be a great event.
Do Filipino people know how to party?
I think so.
They do.
Eric's over there nodding enthusiastically.
I had a buddy who was in the army with. He was Filipino. Guy could drink. Ooh. He'd start the night with 2 shots of 151.
Oh man,
jeez, 151.
He would turn pink though. Like 2 shots in, he would turn pink.
Really?
Yeah, he'd like. I was like, dude, you're like tanner. You're tanner than I am, and you're turning red. How's that possible?
That's cool. Like, so are there going to be any, any cultural things going on, or just the food?
I don't think any dances or anything, but we'll be speaking about the Phil Vet Rep project, and there'll be a veteran there, and so it should be a good time. Should be a really good time.
Killer, man.
Yeah.
So check it out tomorrow. You said
6:30 p.m. We're going until 10:30.
Is this the place?
If not later. Yeah, Capital DC.
Can you give
I'm gonna plug the URL right into the podcast right now.
Yeah, and tell them pull up the address for Capital DC.
All right, and pop it in there.
Should be a blast. It'll be a blast. And so,
my Filipino brothers and sisters out there, you guys, that's something that you're gonna want to be at. This is part of your culture. Mm-hmm. This is part of your history. World War II was a terrible toll on everybody that participated, families and veterans themselves, and the fact that finally looking to get some recognition is something that you don't want to miss, and you definitely want to be a part of. It sounds like this is a history type of thing. This is a history in the making type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's gonna be big.
It's killer, man. So what other things you got going on? Anything you want to plug?
Let's see. Right now, if you want to join my meetup, I'm always doing events in the area on search engine optimization, SEO. You can check that out. I forget the exact link right now, but I have a meetup. I do it all the time. I'm doing talks at least once every week. And yeah, it should be it.
So like what? Pollyanna.com.
Yeah. Nope. .net.
.net. So that's POLIANNNA. .net. Are there any other URLs that they should be looking out for?
No, it should be it. Should be it for now.
Cool, man. Check out my man here. Do we have a Eric? Do we have a
yeah? What's up?
Capital DC.
It's up there, and the address.
Killer. So yeah, check it out, guys. Go
check out our Facebook page. Look for this podcast.
Look for this podcast. Go check it out. Any parting words of wisdom for our listeners?
Parting words. Safest way to get what you want is to deserve what you want.
Right on. So go out there, guys. Once again, I think we've done it. We created another awesome podcast. This is podcast number 17.
Number 17.
That's right. With what do we call him? The SEO
Magician.
Magician. John Victoria, coolest name ever. Go check him out if you guys have businesses or anything, band, business. What are some other people that would want to talk to you?
Anyone, lawyers, chiropractors. I mean, if you need more business, just contact me.
Yeah, more business, man, and everybody needs it. Become number one in your area, because I think this newfangled internet thing is the wave of the future.
It's a fad.
It's just a fad. It won't last.
It's not gonna last. People will move on.
Yeah. So check them out if you want to be number one, guys. And thank you for watching another podcast. Now, once again, if you want to go ahead and support us and make sure that we have more awesome guests, go ahead and like the page on primarily on Facebook, Righteous Anger Podcast. You can check us out on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe there for new episodes. Basically, we're everywhere that there's social media going on, but definitely get on our Facebook page. That's the big one. YouTube, that's the big one. Like and subscribe, and if you really want to, give us money so that we can continue, but also get cool swag at the same time, go to epilogueshirts.com. That's EPILOGUE shirts.com. And you can buy some shirts there. You can buy one, you can buy 10, whatever. We got cool designs on there. It's growing ever so rapidly. I happen to be a movie fanatic, especially with anything involving Samuel L. Jackson. We're actually putting out a new Samuel L. shirt. I'm not going to tell you what's going to be on it, but it's going to be fantastical. But yeah, we got different shirts from different cool pop cultural things. If you put in the coupon code RAP, that's RAP 10, you get 10% off your entire purchase. So please take advantage of that. See, just for listening, you get 10% off. Some really cool shirts. And once again, thank you for listening. Look forward to next week, next Wednesday, when we talk to another comedian.
Right on.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, we got a cool comedian. He's a very like Mitch Hedberg type of guy.
No.
Little Zach Galifianakis in there. He's very kind of a dry, witty character. It'll be interesting to see how that melds with Eric and I, who we are not comedians, but we make our moms laugh.
I got jokes.
I made Eric's mom laugh back in episode, what was it?
Yeah,
9?
you should have kept your pants on.
I know.
Oh my
I love Alice.
Oh my.
Love you, Alice. Love you, Alice. So thank you for another episode, guys, and we'll be catching you next time. Peace.
Peace.